Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our latest episode of the Growth Playbook with myself, Kim Clark, and my dad, Alan Beaulieu. As we mentioned at the end of last week's episode, today we're going to be talking about the labor market, specifically quit rates and new hires and open availability for jobs, technology and potential disruption and benefit and opportunity. So lots to cover in our next few minutes here. So looking forward to diving in.
Yeah, thanks, Kim. I am too. This is one of those good news, bad news, or good news, pay attention things, I suppose. It's not bad news, but pay attention. Although it is bad news for individuals, we're addressing businesses more than anything.
Mm.
That'll be the primary slant that we take. I want to start with a fact I don't think most people know about, that the new hires in the latest month, excuse me, were the lowest since 2013. That was a long time ago. That was back when people used to play Axis and Allies. It was amazing. So, and so without those new hires going on, people feel less likely to leave their job. So if you're an employer, the good news is that the quit rate has dropped to 1.9%. And the quit rate has been low since the middle of 2024, which, when you think about it, there's political reasons, there's tariffs, there's economic reasons. So 1.9 is low. And in the last 10 years, only April and May of 2020 were lower. So COVID, when there was no hiring going on, so nobody had their job was going to leave, right? It's just so it's only then that it was lower. And so that, I mean, that tells us a lot. And since then, there's only been six times it's been at 1.9%. I'm just probably beating it too much, but that's a very low rate, is what I'm trying to say. So your people aren't in a hurry to leave because they know that there's not a lot to go. See previous statement on new hires. And it makes it difficult for people. The labor rate is real labor rate adjusted for inflation is doing well. Annual wages are moving higher. Um, and so there, if you're in that average, you're keeping your head above the inflation water level. But if you're below average, obviously life is getting tougher for you as you go forward, which also means you're not likely to leave your job, but you are likely to look for a second or a third job. More Uber drivers, more Lyft, more pizza delivery, more working nights somewhere in a janitorial position, whatever it happens to be. There's more of that's going to be going on. So if you're in company, all kinds of labor is going to become available, and there's going to be some good labor. We went for years where the labor you hired was like, well, I got to have somebody, but now there's good labor out there to hire. Now, here's the thing, in my opinion. AI is coming along and coming along fast. I mean, Block, which is not H&R Block, Block Inc. is a company we used to know as Square. They laid off 4,000 people a while ago just because their profits were good, people were busy, but because of AI, they had the ability to lay off 4,000 and increase their profits, so they took it. So it's a profits before people situation. I'm going to give you a list of other companies that have done the same thing: Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Oracle, and there's more. I mean, AI is taking jobs. So this job situation in the high-tech collegiate world is not going to change anytime soon, because I get asked the question a lot and they generally say that people think I am thinking the impacts of AI are going to take longer than they think. And I tell them, well, historically, when there's a new technology, people tend to think it's going to have a big impact faster than it does, but it has a bigger impact than they think, and it comes a little later than they think. So that's where I am at this. This is going to have a huge impact.
Mm.
And it's going to actually play into troubles late this decade and the next decade. And people who have college degrees who are carrying $125,000 worth of student loans are going to find themselves unemployed without a way to pay that off. And it's, I mean, it's going to be horrific for people. So you have to be very careful of the job you get. You have to be very careful if you're going to go into the financial realm or if you're going to become an accountant, business management, even your field, because AI is a tremendous tool. And if it keeps developing the way it's developing, it can be tough. without the creative bent that you offer, without the personal opportunities that you offer. But as far as an engine for what you do, you can speak to that. Do you got anything you want to add before I throw in there about AI and marketing and AI in business? Because you see it a lot, I bet.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. It's a great tool, so long as you know how to use it and use it well. I agree wholeheartedly with you in regards to people with general marketing degrees or accounting degrees, business degrees, any of that. I was just talking with one of my clients about our kids, and I'm telling my daughter, don't go get the same degrees that I got. Like they're not going to help you. AI is going to be able to do it in the very near future, and there's like granted my life experience over my career and the strategy allows me to have uniques that AI is not replacing at least right now. But I think there is a stat that I saw recently. I think you might have shared it with me that 27% of marketeers are basically no longer needed because they've been replaced by AI. The same thing for like digital design, graphic design. These are all at-risk jobs as far as I'm concerned, and they have to focus on shifting so that way their skill set can be using it as a tool versus being replaced by the tool.
Yeah, and that's great for business. And it may, and somebody said, well, that means there probably won't be a depression because we'll all be using AI, which will help our businesses. I said, yeah, but where are the consumers? You know, millions of people lose their job. That makes a difference, and it certainly feeds into a downturn as we go forward. And it doesn't erase all the demographic inflation and interest rate problems that go along with it. So, uh, but I think the key there, as far as the depression goes, is use it as much as you can because it will help you as you go into some pretty rough waters ahead. So the labor market, I think it's going to give management an opportunity to hire people that they want, be confident in the people that are there, that they're not going to just run off. But at the same time, third point, please remember that productivity can go down the tubes if you start treating them like they have no place to go and I can always replace you tomorrow.
Mm.
You start practicing bad management, and people don't quit jobs, they quit
Yeah,
bosses.
yeah, they're leaders.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just be the person that treats their people well, and you're going to find your company does better than that person who just treats them as a commodity. Uh, and fortunately, at this stage of my life, I don't have to deal with companies that deal with their people as a commodity. But you and I both know they're out there,
Mm.
and uh, don't be that person. Those are people that have value and that want to do a good job if you enable and help them.
Yep. Yeah, my mind was just going to, there are still some businesses, I'm not just some, there are businesses that don't know how to appropriately attract the talent that they're looking for. So while there may be disgruntled, high level like six-figure senior employees out there who want to switch jobs, but they feel like they can't because there's just no opportunity. And then there might be these businesses that want to replace somebody that's not as high skilled with that other said person, but they don't know how to go about attracting them. So there are, that's just where my mind jumped to is that while the numbers play out, I think businesses need to make sure that leadership has the right skill sets to know how to attract the talent, and employees need to know how to market themselves and how to create brand awareness around themselves. So those are two skills that I don't think they come super naturally. Like like leadership usually leaves it up to HR, and I don't think it's just an HR responsibility to, I mean, that's a corporate communication strategy
Oh yeah.
and a corporate branding initiative, not just belonging to HR.
I agree. I used to tell folks from the stage that when their hiring was tough, I said you have to show them how they're going to do well, which means financially, how they're going to do good, which means do some good in the world and make a difference in this world, because that's more of a driver for millennials and Zs than it was for the X's and certainly boomers. We just went and did our job and let the smoke go up. You know, they want to do well, they want to do good. And they want to be working in a place where they'll be proud to show their parents, their spouses, their loved ones, that's where I work. So look at your building. If you're a distributor, if it's a dump, uh, I shouldn't say that. If it looks like it's an abandoned building and been long forgotten, that's not a place where people are inspired to work. That's a place where they just go, that's where I work. But if you put some effort into the inside, the outside, and clean and a break room, I mean, that's when they become proud to work there. And people who are proud to work there do a better job. So that's part of the effort that has to go into it. And it comes down to competitive advantages, a la Janie Smith, right? It's just why work for you when I can go work over there? Unemployment rate is reasonably low at 4.3%. Job openings have declined to 6.8 million jobs. There's still a little over 7 million unemployed, but some of those are functionally and forever unemployed. So 6.8 million jobs is low. And so with that situation that we have going on, uh, you have to be very competitive. 6.8 million in context, by the way, is just slightly above December 2020.
Hmm.
So this is a situation where you are absolutely right. You're going to need people. You never replace them all with AI. Even George Jetson had a job.
It's my job of the future. Push the button.
That's right. But to attract George, you got to do it the right way,
Hmm.
or else you're going to end up with the wrong person. And I won't live long enough so that AI replaces as a fearsome amount of jobs, but it will be enough jobs to create some real pain and turmoil. Uh, but I can see that in the future, industries will develop that will use the labor that has been displaced, that has been retrained. I mean, that's always happened. The famous examples are steno pools, uh, switchboard operators, people who took care of the horses that took around the fire equipment. I mean, throughout history, there's all these things. It just took years to retrain people and grow up new academic columns so that they can be people doing different jobs. And it doesn't end up like I can't remember the movie where people are just sitting around with nothing to do and the machines are doing
Oh,
everything. Because
Wally.
Wally, yeah, it doesn't end in Wally. It ends in amazing new concepts where people will learn new things and go and explore and do things differently than we could imagine today.
I love it. Just to also share for if you are a leader that is struggling to attract the talent that you want, you're just not how sure to go about it. I know Kathleen, we've mentioned her before in the show. She's got actually a workshop coming up next month in May. So I would encourage people to go check that out. The workshop is on pipeline strategy for talent acquisition. So that would be a worthwhile 60 minutes to go get some new ideas and sharpen that skill set.
Yes, absolutely, because they are your most important asset still.
Hmm.
And AI will not show up at your funeral. Some of your employees might,
I
for
like it.
positive reasons, not for dancing reasons.
I like it. It's a good place for us to summarize and end on. So, ending thoughts that you want to share?
Nope, I think you got it. Prepare for it and plan on it, and you'll do fine.
Perfect. Well, we hope everybody has found this episode insightful. And as always, feel free to post us any comments, and we're happy to respond if you do. So, Dad, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week.
You bet. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.